This is an all sports station production.
Today, from Ford Field in Detroit, this is Madden NFL 21 on EA Sports. We'll see Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions taking on Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans.
Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Houston Texans. So here's Kaimi Fairbairn to do the honors. And we are underway from Ford Field. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Lions making their way out, led by their 32-year-old quarterback. Hard to believe he's in season number 12 now in a Detroit uniform. Quarterback Matthew Stafford.
When I think of Matthew Stafford in Detroit, I think of numbers. And I mean passing numbers. 40,000 yards passed in his career last year before a back injury landed him on the IR after just 8 games. And to show his value to the team, the Lions lost all 8 games started by either Jeff Driscoll or David Blau. They need a healthy Matthew Stafford in order to compete in the NFC North.
Now a first down throw. Stafford looking middle, and it's incomplete. Danny Amendola, that was the intended target, and it's second down. Stafford with a play fake to Swift, and he'll set to throw. This into the hands of Marvin Hall, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
First carry for DeAndre Swift. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only they're controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 39-yard line. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
So line of scrimmage still to 39 on 2nd and 10. Stafford delivers this to Hawkinson. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 15-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Out of the gun, Stafford. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. On 2nd down, Swift. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Stafford. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Ross Blacklock coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal? That's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So on 4th down, the Lions turn it over to Matt Prater for the field goal try. And this a 39-yard attempt. And the 13-year man puts it through. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Out now comes 2-time Pro Bowler Deshaun Watson in his 4th year now in the league as he gets set to operate this Houston Texans offense.
When we talk about the best dual quarterbacks in the NFL, don't leave Deshaun Watson out of the conversation. 2 straight years he's been a Pro Bowler. Excellent numbers again last season with 26 touchdown passes, 7 more added on the ground, and firm leadership and control of his Houston Texans team. Now he's looking forward to taking the next step and beating Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson in the playoffs and getting the Houston Texans to a Super Bowl.
Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Off of play action, he'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right, and he's going to keep it here. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
That was good, tough running right up the middle, and if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. It's complete to Brown, right side. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. 7 yards, the pickup there. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Watson to give. This is Johnson. And there is a flag, so a big 2nd down pickup, but will it hold? So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. He can run for it, and he will. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call, and they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They run with Adrian Peterson, the 2nd active leading rusher in the NFL. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain.
Call fitting your gaps, right?
I love it. You're exactly right.
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. Completing it here, Marvin Jones. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues. So that'll back him up 5. A false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. And incomplete on the deep ball. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. 3rd down here.
We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one. Force the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Throwing on 3rd down. Stafford. And he'll find Hall. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 47. Stafford looks to throw again. Ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick, and he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. He'll start with a handoff to Johnson. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A big hitter there, a 1st down gain of 26 yards.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. They stay on the ground on 1st with Johnson. A gain of 3, 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, we can talk about it like it's just a basic route, but how about the timing on this one? Lined up on the right, runs a deep in route, and how about the throw? Right on the money. Bam, puts it right in there and on his hands. Nice completion, really good pickup.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Texans have taken the lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Second and 7. Here's Stafford. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hall. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. Back to throw, Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 36. 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Stafford. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end Hawkinson. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Stafford going to give it to Swift. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards there and a 1st down. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. 1st down and they go with Swift again. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
They'll run with Swift. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, front 5, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit. And that's what he did on that play.
They'll run for it with Peterson. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Lions are going to jump back in front. They were able to stop him at the line on 1st down, but this time he punches his way through.
And sometimes just because you stopped on the first run, it doesn't mean the play call was bad or incorrect. You might just need better execution and just a tad more determination, and they got it done on the 2nd try.
Now Matt Prater for the point after. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. That time a 9-play drive, and it's capped off by a touchdown run by Adrian Peterson. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will make it into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. And we focus on Duke Johnson now. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff?
Yeah.
Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in second and long yardage.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Running from the gun, Johnson. And a great move on the play as he takes this one past the 25. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, so from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He may try and run for this. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
Now that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3 and out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try the air now with Watson. And his throw is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
It's not easy playing the corner, is it? A lot of times you got to defend against the pass, but sometimes you have to play against the run. How about the job he did there, crashing inside to make that tackle for a loss?
The Texans on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, here's Watson. He can run for it, and he will. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier in this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. It was Desmond Trufant right there, step for step in coverage.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. He'll buy some time right. Now he'll pull it down. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. It was Reggie Ragland who got him down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run it with Johnson, pushing through the contact. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, Watson. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Watson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
DeAndre Swift heading back out with his Detroit teammates. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. After the interception, here's Stafford. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
They'll run on 1st down. Swift, and he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Options galore here, 2nd and a few inches. From the gun, here's Swift. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's Stafford. That is caught at the 7. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position, everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner, and with good timing, you get a completion as we just saw there.
Here's Swift. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. One more time with Swift. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Lions add on to their lead. No success on first down. He couldn't get any yardage. They give it to him again, and he finds the end zone.
Sometimes it just has to be persistence, doesn't it? And you know who else helps with that? Offensive line. After a team's been stuffed, the last thing they want to do is go to a different play call. They want to come back and do it again and show that they can dominate the line of scrimmage.
Prater on to add the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken in the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. His feet, what he's been able to do individually running the ball, it's kind of kept him in this game.
No doubt about it, because if he's not making the plays that we've seen, they are really getting blown out in this one. I don't think they have any chance at all. He's keeping them in striking distance, hoping to get some help from the defensive side of the ball so that maybe some of these plays can turn into plays that maybe put them in the lead.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Off the draw, here's Johnson. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On 1st and 10, Watson. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. To throw is Watson. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now left side on the swing pass. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
Well, I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Christian Jones the one who picked it, and he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. To throw again, Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. And that's incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On 4th down, the Lions trot out their new punter for 2020, Jack Fox. Back deep for the Texans, Will Fuller. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Fuller brings it in over the middle. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. A first down carry here for Johnson. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, Watson. He'll look underneath and dump it off to Duke Johnson. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw and a good one.
On first down, it's Watson. He'll drop this down to Johnson underneath. And he's going to get this inside the 30. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point, and you got to expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get it right back out to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. And this carries into the end zone, and he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Houston set to take over. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. And they start the second half with Johnson. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. From the 29, Watson, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however, and let's see what that's about. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Johnson. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, Kai just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
On 2nd and 9, Watson, throw left side complete. That's Fuller. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage would be found.
Now on 2nd and 13. Watson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Danny Shelton muscles his way in for the sack.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks, and it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Houston. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Stafford with a play fake to Swift, and he'll set to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. J.J. Watt that time able to do what he does best, and that's sack the quarterback.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball gets super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this 3rd quarter. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now a carry for Swift. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. 3rd and long. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Stafford. And Stafford's going to be taken down. That's a safety. And Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. It's taken to the 26. We get a glance at Duke Johnson as he heads back out onto the field. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the third quarter. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at the 34. Now Watson. Man open left side is Brown. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Faking the give, now Watson. He finds Randall Cobb with the completion. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. A shotgun snap for Watson. Open man, the tight end fails. That catch good for only a couple.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. From the gun, Watson. Now loose football. The ball comes out, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
Certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 23. Following the fumble recovery, Stafford. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Play action supposed to be used to slow down pressure, slow down blitzes. In this case, though, if it takes a little too long to develop, you got people right in your face.
And lucky just to get rid of the ball with the arm going forward. Could have been a fumble. And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Stafford. Open man. He's got him. The tight end, Hawkinson. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch, just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun, Stafford, and he'll find Hall. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Again, it's Stafford. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. To throw again, Stafford. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. Couple of 1st downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. They run out of the gun with Swift. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. On 2nd and 9, Stafford, right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. From the 50, it's Stafford. Over the middle, complete. That's Hall. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a 1st down.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that
first.
wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
Back to the running game with Swift. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, Stafford. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. T.J. Hockenson, 42 yards. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Now Prater to add the PAT. And the lead is up to 15 now. A 10-play drive that time. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This taken in about 4 yards deep, and no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? They begin the drive with Johnson. Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner, but where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards there and a first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. From the gun, here's Watson. And his throw here's incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
He's got his tight end. It's Fells. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Off of play action, it's Watson. Out to his left. He may try and run for this. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw, so maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Operating from the gun. Watson stepping up. He's going to keep it. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, Watson. He's going to take off with it. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Looking to throw again on second down. Watson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
The Texans on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Operating from the gun, Watson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Okay, so thought they might go for it here, down late. Instead, they trot out the field goal unit. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. Jamal Agnew now to return it. And he won't quite make it to the 25. DeAndre Swift heading back out with his Detroit teammates. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Here's Swift. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 9. And this is going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. Fielded at about the 28. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And here comes the Texans now. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. He'll set up to throw from the gun. Throw complete right side to Cooks. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
On first down, Watson got his man complete over the middle. It's Fuller, and he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Call it a gain of 14 for the second play in a row.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. From the gun, a run for Johnson. This one is stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
On 2nd and 2, Watson. And Cooks has it over the middle. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 13-yard line. A gain of 13, it's a first down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson, screen play, Johnson. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
The Texans on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've had success getting the ball to him out of the backfield, but this time they had a man right on him. He was able to break that play up before he could get started.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that lead is back down to 9 now. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. And this carries into the end zone. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. And Detroit getting set to go now. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made by Whitney Merciless. Offensive line really didn't give him any room to maneuver on that play.
Things closed pretty quickly, didn't they? And how about the wrap-up at the end of that tackle? Left no doubt there would be no additional yardage to be found.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Stafford throwing complete there to Amendola. A gain of 6 there on first.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Well, the 2nd down throw on target. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. Once again, it's Swift. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. That'll get a little bit back, give him 5 on the run, and they'll be left with a 3rd and 13.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Third and long, it's Stafford. Oh, incomplete, nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on to kick it away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at the 20. And he'll throw right away. He's going to take off with it. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the fourth quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, Watson. And this is caught by Fowles, right side. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Watson steps away, and now he's going to use his legs. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain. Not only another first down, that also puts him over 100 yards rushing.
That's not something you see very often in the NFL. We see it more in college, but I think with more of the melding of the college game with quarterbacks, we'll see this a little bit more often in the future.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. He gets it left side to Johnson. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, Watson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
They red zone coverage there and thought there was some space to send their guy right into the middle on a slant, hoping he would get lost. Instead, they read it quite well and closed quickly.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. The kick by Fairbairn is good. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Back now on EA Sports as the kick teams are out here following the 2-minute warning. To return, here's Agnew. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Swift, a short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. On 3rd down, here comes Swift. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here comes the Lions punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So Deshaun Watson and the offense down by 6. 1:38 to go. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10. He's back to throw. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
First down now, but that clock rolling. He'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards. Watson trying to get his guys moving. They'll look to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Randall Cobb, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Now it's Watson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. They were searching for the tight end, Darren Fells. But now it'll be 3rd down. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
And now another one thrown incomplete. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive, but bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked them a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
So down 6, and they know they need this one on 4th down. They will indeed snap it to Watson, letting one go deep for the end zone. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert. and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Lions will take over. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on fourth.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call, is it not? In this situation, everything was right except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert.
Stafford down to a knee, and with it, he's going to ensure his guys a victory.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did, but they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.